Yo, what is going on guys, it's Crimson. Today I'm bringing you guys a new video. This time it is going to be some more Fortnite, and this time the topic is going to be based on certain tips that you can improve on for the new Season 4 within Fortnite Battle Royale. I'm sure a lot of you guys may be new to the new season. If not, maybe I can just give you guys some tips that I have learned from myself, from my own experience. I had actually made a video recently, about 2 months back, similar to this video. It was 5 tips you can improve on for Fortnite Season 3, so I'll actually leave a card for that on screen if you guys want to go check it out, but this is going to be an updated video, so let me get right into it. So this video is going to be basically how I personally play Fortnite. Personally, I consider myself to be pretty good at the game, so I think I'm qualified enough to make this video to give certain players some tips on how to just overall improve their Fortnite game to win more and things of the sort. So we're going to start from the very start of a Fortnite Battle Royale game to the finish of a Fortnite Battle Royale game. So the first tip I have for you guys is going to be your landing within Fortnite. So your landing is very key to the start of a game in Fortnite, and the reason I say this is because you want to be the first to land at any location that you choose, whether it be Tilted Towers, Salty Springs, the new Dusty location, wherever it may be. You want to be the first person to land so you can get a weapon or any type of loot right away, and the best way to do that is to always aim for the lowest point of the ground, whether it be a ravine or just the lowest point in general. Never aim for buildings or mountains, because then you'll have a very high land and then everyone else is going to land before you. So you guys will see in this clip here, I actually took a very smart landing. I landed as close to the ground as I possibly could, and I got to the closest building or house in Salty Springs, and I managed to get a chest right off the bat. So that's the #1 tip that I can give you guys right off the start of a game, is to have a very good landing. Some players may not realize how good this is, because I've often gotten myself killed because I landed too late or something of the sort. So that's why a smart and early landing can really help you, because as soon as you get that loot, you'll be able to push other players who are still already looting, and you'll already have weapons and you'll be shielded up. So your landing is your #1 tip that I can give you guys. So the second tip I have is, after you've sort of finished everything early game when it comes to looting and players that you may have eliminated in your area, if you have survived, it is time now to farm for materials. Now the best material to farm in the game is wood, and I'll get into that in a second. And the best wood to basically farm would be the wooden pallets that you guys will see here and there around the map. They can be difficult to find sometimes. There used to be quite a few over by Dusty, but now pretty much most of Dusty has been destroyed, so there aren't as many wooden pallets, but there are a lot of wooden pallets over by the factory that is right outside of Flush Factory. There are actually a ton, and you guys will be able to see me farm them here. Each wooden pallet, when I hit each blue target, gives me around 50 to 60 wood, and there are tons of wooden pallets over there, like I said, so I'm getting a whole lot of wood for minimal farming, which is a lot of materials that you will definitely need in the early game battles, especially with the big trees as well. Obviously, trees are best to farm as well, especially the bigger the trees, the better, and if they're definitely the bigger, hunkier trees, you definitely want to hit those rather than the thin trees with minimal to small leaves. Those won't give you very much wood at all. They'll usually only give you anywhere from 15 to 20 wood, whereas the big trees will give you around 50 to 60, like I said as well. So that's the one best tip I can give you guys for material, is farming for wood. As for brick and steel, this is the third tip that I can give for you guys, is to always use wood in battles, because wood actually heals up and actually builds faster than metal and steel, or metal and stone I should say, because of the fact that with stone or brick, whichever you guys like to call it, it actually starts off with 90 health, whereas with the wood it starts off with 100 or something of the sort. It actually builds up faster, like I said, compared to brick and steel, because with brick and steel they're more durable of course, but they take a lot longer to build up. So basically brick and steel, you usually want to save those if you're building in a base, or if you're, say you're playing a little more tactical, you have to camp for a second or two, or if you're just trying to assess your situation, that's where you usually want to build with brick and steel. But if you're actually getting shot at, you're in a fight or anything of the sort, you always want to build with wood, because it will build faster and it can actually tank a couple of shots, whereas with the brick and the steel it won't. It will actually break right away because it takes longer to build. So I hope you guys can understand where I'm coming from with that. Always build with wood if you're in a fight. Every good player does it, so wood is the best material in the game 100%. So the next tip I have for you guys is going to be building. So this goes hand in hand with materials. So building, I had actually made a separate video on it, which I'll actually have a card up on screen. This is just going to be a quick little tip. I would say that Builder Pro, if you're playing on console, is 100% the best layout to be playing on if you're looking to improve your building skills, either Builder Pro or Combat Pro. I would say go with Builder Pro, because it actually only took me maybe 3 to 4 days to get used to it. Some players are just not afraid, or are too afraid I should say, to break out of their comfort zone when it comes to whatever layout they play on. Say you still play on Standard, or maybe you still play on Combat Pro, which is still decent. I would say at least give Builder Pro a try, because it is actually insanely good. It allows you to basically switch to whichever build you want to use instantly without having to cycle through like you have to do on Standard and on Combat Pro. Although Combat Pro is still good, I would recommend at least switching to one or the other, whether it be Combat Pro or Builder Pro, but definitely 100% try out Builder Pro because, like I said, it allows you to just build instantly, and any good player right now is using Builder Pro on console. As for if you're on PlayStation, or I should say PC, excuse me, obviously use keybinds. Anyone who plays on PC knows that PC obviously has keybinds. If you have a really good PC with buttons on your mouse, you can use those keybinds to set up your ramp and your wall however you would like to accordingly. But once again, these are more for console tips, as I obviously play on console and I'm sure a lot of you guys do, so definitely use Builder Pro to your advantage as well. But if you guys want to go check out the full video on how to be a better builder in Fortnite Battle Royale, definitely check out the video. It's going to be on screen once again, the card for it or the annotation will show up. If not, it'll be down below in the link in the description if you guys want to go check that out. And that's my next best tip, is improving your building in Fortnite. So the next tip I have for you guys is going to be your weapon loadout. Now, everyone has their own unique style in Fortnite, but me personally, I have one solid weapon loadout that I always prefer to run over anything else. So that is going to be an assault rifle, a shotgun, some type of explosive, a sniper rifle, and then some type of heal. So obviously we all know that the SCAR is pretty much the best assault rifle in the game, at least for the automatics, but definitely don't be afraid to use weapons like the blue assault rifles or the blue burst. The blue burst could honestly sometimes even be better than a purple SCAR. Sometimes if I'm really feeling the blue burst, I'll actually use it over a purple SCAR. Obviously the gold SCAR is an exception. If I see a gold SCAR on the ground, I'm usually always going to pick it up. But for example, some players seem to be intimidated by SCARs. I've seen people in live streams and just in videos in general, players will be going up against someone else and they'll hear that they have a SCAR and they'll get a little scared. But you should never be intimidated for someone who has a SCAR, because obviously it's a very powerful weapon. Anyone can really do a lot of damage with it in their hands, whether they'd be a noob or a really solid player. But definitely don't be afraid to use even a green burst, for example. The green burst assault rifle is actually extremely underrated. I would say that the burst assault rifle in general is, but I would say that the green burst in general is actually very underrated because of the fact that it can just do a whole lot of damage. The burst assault rifle actually doesn't have a whole lot of bloom either compared to the M16 or the automatic assault rifle, but definitely use some type of powerful weapon in your first slot, such as a SCAR. So that would be my preferred assault rifle slot. As for the shotguns, obviously with the new pump animation and the pump delay, the pump shotguns are still the most powerful shotguns in the game. As for the range, the heavy shotgun is a little bit better at range, but the pump shotgun overall for me personally feels a lot better. But I do understand why certain players don't want to use it because of its slow animation, so definitely don't be afraid to venture out and use the tactical shotguns or even the heavy. I would say that the pump shotgun is still the best shotgun in the game as for damage, but the heavy, or I should say the tactical shotgun, is actually the best overall shotgun in the game right now because it doesn't have that extremely slow swap and it can actually do a decent amount of damage and can sort of chip away at enemy players' health and things of the sort like that. But I still really do like rolling with the pump shotgun because I know that one headshot can just do fatal damage and completely eliminate an enemy in one single shot. So that's why sometimes I still will use the pump shotgun. But if you're a player that likes to edit a lot, you may want to try to use something like the tactical shotgun, or maybe even rock double shotgun like pump heavy or tactical heavy or something of the sort, because obviously the pump shotgun has such a slow animation now. And as for my third slot, like I said, I like to use explosives, whether it even be a grenade launcher, an RPG, or even sometimes grenades like the new clinger grenades or just frag grenades in general. Some players underestimate the power of simple frag grenades, especially if you're playing in duos. I would say in solos, frag grenades don't really tend to help that much, but in duos there's obviously 2 players or more and multiple teams can be fighting at a time. So if you have maybe 10 grenades, you can just chuck those over and you can actually pick up quite a few kills, hit players, obviously damage them and things of the sort. And that's why explosives can help so much, because it can basically, it provides some type of counter fire and it doesn't really expose you because you can move at the same time, such as with a grenade launcher. You guys will see I do that a couple of times within the gameplay in the background here. I would say that the grenade launcher is overall the best explosive in the game because of the fact that it's extremely hard to counter. You can shoot 6 shots very fast, whereas with the RPG you can only get 1 off, and with grenades obviously you can only throw so many of those, whereas with the grenade launcher you can pick up so many rockets and you can just spam those out. So the grenade launcher, in my opinion, is the best overall explosive in the game. But if you guys are in solos, the RPGs are also really helpful because the RPG kind of basically works like a secondary shotgun. Say you have a pump in an RPG RPG, that's also a really good combination. But if you're trying to destroy bases, the grenade launcher is 100% the best. There's always a lot of players camping in top 10 situations in solos and in duos and really in any game mode, so that's where the grenade launcher can really help because it's so hard to outbuild the grenade launcher. And obviously, like I said, the cling grenades help a lot as well. If you can stick those to players, it can do 100 damage and it can really help you out in the long run. And as for my last preferred slot, I like to use a sniper rifle, preferably a bolt action sniper rifle because they do the most damage. These are considered power weapons in my opinion because they all do a whole lot of damage. Even the lowest, or I would say the most unrare variant, which would be the blue bolt, still does a whole lot of damage. I do believe it does 105 damage to a body shot, and obviously a headshot does critical damage and can actually fully knock out or eliminate an enemy, whereas the purple bolt will do 110 damage to the body and the gold will do 115, which is a whole lot. So that's why I prefer the bolt action snipers over any other sniper. But the hunting rifles are actually also really good as well. Those are probably the second best snipers in the game next to the bolt action, because obviously the green and the blue do 80 and 90 respectable damage to the body, I do believe, and also can do critical damage to the head and can completely eliminate an enemy as well. Whereas the snipers with, say, the semi-automatic snipers, those are really weak. I usually rarely ever pick those up unless I'm absolutely in need of a sniper rifle, because say I do hit someone in the body shot, or say I do hit someone with a body shot, it obviously tends to make them back off so that they are continuously firing at you, but it won't do anything special for you. It won't obviously knock them or anything like that. Even the gold semi-automatic only does, I do believe, 160 to 180 damage to the head, something of the sort. So that's why the bolt action sniper rifles are so helpful. But that's my preferred loadout. And then as for the last slot, obviously I said some type of heals. Usually if I'm at 100-100, which is obviously 100 health, 100 shield, personally I prefer to rock minis on me, whether it be 5 or 10. But obviously, say if you only have 5 minis and you see a couple of full shields on the ground, I'd rather use 10 or 2 full shields rather than 5 minis. But if I can pick up 10 minis, obviously I'll pick those up as well. Usually chug jugs are nice as well, but the thing with chug jugs is I like to keep heals on me to use them in fights, because sometimes it's just inevitable you're just going to take damage in fights, and I like to use the minis to heal up really quickly. Obviously it only takes 2 seconds to pop one off, whereas the full shield takes 5, which is still not too bad, and the chug jug takes 15 seconds. So the chug jug, obviously it's the best heal in the game, but a good player or even a decent player won't allow you to take 15 seconds to heal up in a fight. So that's why I would always prefer minis on me. Medkits are nice too, but the minis are always best, or 2 full shields. But really your weapon loadout is all on your preference. I know a lot of players like to use double shotguns. Some players don't even use explosives. Even some of the best pro players, they often just don't use RPGs or explosives. If you guys watch Dakota's gameplay a lot, he usually doesn't even use explosives. He usually likes to rock double shotgun, an assault rifle, and a bolt action sniper rifle, and then some type of heal. So just because I use a certain setup doesn't mean you guys have to use it, or vice versa. So it's really all down to your own preference, and those are the main best tips I have for you guys when it comes to the new Season 4 in Fortnite Battle Royale on how to win more. You guys can definitely take, from example, in this gameplay in the background, this was actually a 14 kill solo win, and I was using pretty much the exact tips that I have given so far in this video with the weapon setup, and obviously with the materials and the farming and the landing and things of the sort, and I was able to get myself a nice little win. I did clutch it up at the end as well. So if you guys like these tip videos, definitely know I do plan on bringing more of these, especially live commentary tip videos, not live streams, but just actual live commentary videos where I'm not playing on stream and I may just be playing solo and I'm just giving you guys tips where I'm playing live. I think that would actually be really entertaining. But let me know what you guys thought of this video overall. If you guys think I can improve, maybe I can make the edits a little bit better or anything of the sort, and let me know down in the comment section below, like I said. And I just want to say thank you guys for all watching, and I should have another video and another live stream out soon, so that's basically going to do it for the video today. If you guys did enjoy it, definitely be sure to leave a like, and I am out. Peace.